Everyone, today we are going to talk about how you can connect or integrate Airtable with Nected. So basically in Airtable, what you can do is you can create your own database from inserting new table. There are like several options to add your table from any source, like you can see here. So it is pretty versatile in terms of adding new database or working with new databases from various sources. But if you want to create a lead scoring or any other rule based on the table you have imported here, so there Airtable lacks a little bit because it can create pretty amazing rules, but those are pretty basic rules. Like here you can see that these are pretty basic rules, whereas we can overcome this challenge using Nected. So to do that, we need to integrate this table that I have created here into Nected. So now let's see how we can create that. So to do that, we basically need to go here in my account section, and from here you need to click on Developer Hub. After clicking Developer Hub, you will be redirected to this page, and here you can see three options in the left bar, that is personal access tokens, API key, and OAuth integration. Now OAuth integration is also can be done to integrate Nected and Airtable, but that is for much high volume table or high volume database. We are not going to do that in this video. You can do that as well, or integrate Nected and Airtable as well by just clicking on API key, and you just need to create a new token. So whenever you will click on API key, you will see this message, and here you will get the option to create a token. But as I have created the token, I will show you how you can do that, or what are the things you need to do. So here is the name of the token, obviously, and here are the scopes. So I've selected all the scopes here, and you can add the base. Here base means is basically you can add the workspace you are working currently or a particular table. So after doing that, you just need to click on save changes, and after that your token will be ready. Here is the token I have created. Now to integrate this, you need to know a little bit of HTTP request. You need to know about a little bit of HTTP request. So nothing to worry about that. You just need to go here and you just need to click on Web API documentation. Airtable has done it for you. So you can click on here and it will be redirected here in this page. So here in this documentation, you can see the ID of the base is this. The ID of the table will also be given to you, that is this one. Or if you cannot find this ID, then you can just simply open your table, and here you can find out the base ID and the table ID. Now if you have Postman, then it will be pretty easy to see how it will respond. So in Postman, let's go to the Postman. So yeah, here I have created few things, right? I will come to Airtable, and here I've created some variables, like one is the token, one is URL, base ID, and table ID. And if I now go to a get request, if I write the guest request here, so the guest request would be the URL slash the base ID slash the table ID, right? So before doing this, I'll also show you here the authorization I have been using for this case is barrier token. If you are using the OAuth integration, then you can select the type is OAuth 1 or OAuth 2.0. But for basic use cases, you can select barrier token. So after doing this, we'll just simply click on send, and here it is. So here I've got all the response, all the table as in body. So yeah, the API is working, and I will get all the information from here. Got it. Now I will come to Nected page or Nected workspace. Here I first need to do is integrate that API token I have got from Airtable. So to do that, I will just go on authorization, and here I've already created that, but you can just click on new authorization or authentication, and you just need to select on barrier token. And after selecting this, you just have to paste it here. So I've already done it, so I will not do that again. So after doing this, you need to go into integration section, and here again I have done that before, so I will just explain it to you. You just need to create a REST API. You just need to add it here. Then you just need to create you just need to add the base URL, which is not this one, but it will be now this one. Now I will, okay, let's say we are doing this again, so let's create it from the scratch. So I will give the name Airtable, and here I will paste the link, the base URL from here. Now paste it here, and the authentication I will select Airtable. That's mean I'm selecting the token. So already it is also added. Now I will test the connection. See, it is successfully tested. Now I will publish it in staging. Now I will do that again in production. So let's paste it, select the authentication in as Airtable, test it, publish it. Okay, great. So now you can see that our API is completely ready for using in rule. So from here you can create a decision table, that is whichever rule you want to create, and you can create a lead scoring rule, which I have already created again. And here you can go to the, okay, so there are some errors. Let's see what happened there. Okay, okay, let's create a new lead scoring rule. I will delete this again, and let's create a sample lead scoring rule from here. So as you can see, here is a sample lead scoring. Now if I want to use the attributes here like prospect ID or lead number or lead origin to create a custom lead scoring rule, then I need to import these attributes in Nected. So how I can do that? I can just create in input attributes, and I will just click on add. From select from the drop down, I will select REST API connectors and I will select Airtable. So now you can see the URL path. So in this URL path, what I will do, I will give this URL. That means, so yeah, and I will select method get. Now let's fetch it. Okay, let's save it. I will give it, let's say, prospect ID. Okay, now let's save it, and I will add that attribute anywhere. Like I can add it here in terms of in place of browser local, but I can add it here as well. Let's say property, select property, prospect ID, status code, and let's make it any. Okay, for any status code it will run. I can select any type of rule here, but I'm selecting any. Okay, so after doing this, let's test it. Okay, see, as I have selected this prospect ID as any, so it simply run. But what if based on this rule I want to change any attribute in this table? Then I will call this table or the API I have integrated here as an action. So I will click on add action, and I will click on Airtable. Here again I need to give the URL path, so I will give this path, right? So then if I want to change it, means I want to change this table, then I will click on post, or if I want to delete an attribute, I can select on delete, or whatever I want to do here, I can select that method. But let's say I'm selecting just get method. Okay, so okay, now let's test it. Now it should work. Yeah, see, it has worked, and here is the same output that I have got in the get request here. So this is how you can integrate Airtable within Nected.